Okay, so why can't they tell us?
Because
Or what is their
the
rationale?
story that I heard I've heard a lot of stories. Okay, I mean, one story is that we're the ETs. I mean, we were planted here genetically, obviously. I mean, they didn't, but we're the ETs.
Okay, so does that mean L. Ron Hubbard knew what he was talking about?
The Bible story is true, okay? Except, and it's true, an unearthly figure, a supernatural entity, creates life on Earth. It's exactly the point. I mean, we have, the Bible has one name for it. Ancient Aliens has another name for it. So we were brought to this planet. We are the ETs. And if that is a generally accepted piece, not the government, not the church, not religions, not anything will control us, because we are just not ready. And there's a group of extraterrestrials, call them our founders, that still live with us, that are directing the course of the planet Earth, that are keeping us from disaster. Hence flying saucers, hence over nuclear power plants, hence they interrupt the missiles at Malmstrom Air Force Base. Hence they get involved with the Russian missile.
North Korea.
What?
North Korea.
North Korea.
So do these founders look like us?
Yeah, we can't tell them apart.
But they're
what? Us.
Are they what?
They're us.
So they are.
ET. We have met ET, and it is us. We're the ones.
Okay, so now is this something you believe?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And that's the secret.
But you're saying that the founders, they're genetically the same as us, but yet they have the consciousness,
which is what we have. We just don't know we have it. In fact,
so you're saying that our consciousness of this reality, this alien reality, is repressed?
We haven't discovered it yet.
But you're not saying that it's in all of our brains.
Let's say that you had another sense or another 10 senses. You didn't know you had them. You don't know how to use them because you don't know you had them. Maybe in times of emergency you figure it out, but the fact is we've been using them forever.
So is this when Russell Tark says that everybody's capable of being psychic and remote viewing?
Absolutely.
This is it's tapping into one of those.
If you talk to the Army remote viewers, you know the Army. You've heard of the Army remote viewing program, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. All the way back in the 1970s.
Yeah.
During Vietnam, there were Army officers who knew that there were certain members of their units. And I spoke to one, Jimmy Channon, who created Earth Battalion 1. He was a lieutenant in Vietnam. He told me he knew that there were people in his unit, in his patrol, when they'd go out, that could sense the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't hear the enemy. You couldn't hear the Viet Cong, but they would say, up. So what he did was he put them on point so that they would sense the enemy first. And his casualty rate went down to 0.
Oh my God.
The Army was so impressed with his work as a platoon leader, they asked him to develop his research into psychic phenomena, into how it could benefit the Army, and he did.
Now, is this conclusion about the founders and why they won't disclose and declassify, is that in your The Day After Roswell book?
Yeah, it's in the Day After Roswell book, and it's in UFOs in the White House.
And when you see Stanton Friedman and Linda Moulton Howe and all these other people in these panels at the UFOs, and they're debating why there won't be disclosure and what's going to happen, is this the same conclusion that they're referring to?
Kind of, yes. It's related, but the reason there won't be any disclosure, it's pointed. All the world's human institutions will collapse.
Will be shattered, right? I mean,
totally shattered.
Yeah, and we all know that, you know,
In fact, did you ever, you know who Isaac Asimov is, right?
Yes.
Okay. You know about his most famous trilogy, correct? Foundation of Empire?
No, I was about to tell you, I know the name, but I have not read his stuff.
Well, I would say to you, read it.
Okay.
Because according to one person who knows that there are ETs here, I asked him pointedly, because he told me how they're manipulating things. And I said, so that means that psychohistory is real? And he said, yes, it is. Psychohistory is a mathematical plan for the evolution of culture. And I said, so that means that when Isaac Asimov wrote about the Selden plan for how Earth will evolve, how the foundation will evolve, that was science, but it wasn't fiction. And the guy looks at me and says, and so I said, does that mean Isaac Asimov was in the know? And he looks at me and says, in the know? Isaac Asimov was part of them.
Oh my God. Okay, I haven't had a cigarette in 20 years, but I feel like I need one right now. Okay, but if you've got founders that live among us, who are the Greys that are, you know, flying above Ireland?
Bots.
And what?
Bots. They're robots. They're androids.
Oh, they're just
They're
monitoring.
androids. Yeah. They're androids.
They're just doing the bidding of the founders?
Scouting, abduction, stuff like that.
Doing stuff that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're like the worker bees.
And the guys that crashed at Roswell, those were worker bees?
Worker bees.